So Netflix recently released a teen movie called Do Revenge. And to my defense, I thought it was going to be like super bad. You know, a teen comedy movie that even if you're like almost approaching your 30s, like you can still watch it. It's still relatable to this day. If anything, it only gets better the older you get. But this one is obviously aimed towards girls that, I don't know the age group, but definitely for adults that never grew up. If this is for adults, because it was rated TVM, which I fit in that category. Think about the worst scandal that ever happened in your high school. It won't top what happened in this movie. It's a movie about an underprivileged girl that goes to this like really expensive school, so she has to put up an act in order to fit in with all the rich kids. And the reason she has to go to the school is because this school is like a cheat code that just gets you accepted into Ivy League schools somewhere in Miami. And all the kids' parents are loaded, you know, big ballers. Except for Rhea, of course, the main character of the movie. So because she doesn't come from any money, she had to work her way up. And she made it all the way up to the coolest clique. The people with the most money clique. Even though she has no money. Okay, Rhea is poor, and her mom has to work night shifts, so we never get to see her in the movie. Matter of fact, there is no adults in this movie, period, except for this one dean admission lady that we get to see that like tells you how life is no matter what. Other than that, there are no adults in this movie. This is like Charlie Brown and the Peanut Gang. Like, it's just children. Obviously adults, actors that are playing children. High school students during their senior year doing hard drugs constantly, because that's normal, you know? Anyway, so their class president is a part of this clique, and he's Mr. Cool as hell, okay? Like, he's just suave smooth, and he loves Rhea so much. And Rhea's going to this like summer camp thing during their junior year, going to their senior year, so she's gonna be away for a very long time, and that's gonna make him very lonely and depressed. So he asks her to make a S-tape before she goes, so he has something to keep him busy while he waits for her to come back. And of course she did it, you know, because there wouldn't be a movie if she didn't. And guess what happens? I bet you won't guess. It leaked the very next day. So she's walking around school and everybody's seen the tape. So she has a meltdown and confronts this boy, okay? This boy is now in major trouble, but he's pretending as if, baby, did I leak that? No, baby, I got hacked. I'm actually on the phone with lawyers. I'm a high school student, but I'm on the phone with lawyers. Well, obviously because Rhea's not an idiot and she comes from the real world, she didn't believe it, and she punched him in the face. Committed assault. And she gets in trouble with the school and is now on some sort of academic probation, and now she has to behave. And then they give you this sob story about how poor people gotta know their place in the world, while rich people can just act on impulse and never suffer any consequences because they're rich. So blah, 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 right? The movie keeps going to meet this new character called Eleanor. And she isn't all that accepted because she has like a very tomboyish vibe. And she also likes girls. Of course, this had to be in this movie. It's an all-inclusive movie. And then during the summer break camp thingy that Rhea was at, Eleanor was there too, and Eleanor let her know that the girl that leaked the video is actually named Erica, some British girl, and this British girl pays. She pays dearly for doing that because Rhea plants drugs on her and then calls the police. So now this Erica girl gotta go to some probation school, but that's like high-end school that I would go to. Like I would pay to go to this. I wouldn't even have to commit a crime. Like I would want to be there. You know, since they're all rich, even going to probation or like rehab jail is like a vacation compared to everybody that's poor. So now that Rhea got her revenge, Eleanor and Rhea start trauma bonding over people that have done them wrong and how they can just get revenge on everybody for the rest of their life. Turns out that by some sort of coincidence, in the same school, Eleanor saw that this girl that done her wrong during elementary school is there because she started a rumor that she was a predator and she wants to get revenge on this girl. This girl's name is Carissa. She's in charge of the farming program at that school, and like, you know, she like grows vegetables and plants and even those like fun time plants, if you know what I'm talking about. So obviously she gotta get it. They're gonna get their revenge on her and they do her dirty, okay? So the revenge plot goes as follows. Rhea will give Eleanor a makeover because she looks like a tomboy in order for her to fit in with the clique that she used to be cool with, because she knows the ins and outs of them because she manipulated them in the first place in order to even be friends with them to begin with, okay? This is some, okay? This movie required way too much brain power for what was going on. For what could have been so simple, okay? Like, it took so much brain power to understand the complexity of how far the writers are going with this, but bear with me. Then Eleanor will sneak into parties because she's going to get invited to these parties because this clique that used to be friends with Rhea is now going to be friends with Eleanor. And they will get dirt on the boy. Yeah. Meanwhile, Rhea will join the farming program in order to get dirt on Carissa. Yeah. And then both of them are dead set on the idea of getting revenge because getting revenge feels so good. Right, Panamore? So as the plans go on, Eleanor does get invited to one of Max's parties. The boy that leaked that S-tape in the first place. But we're not sure because it might have been Erica instead. And they find out that Max is actually a playboy, okay? He's been hooking up with a bunch of girls. In particular, one girl from every clique of that school, okay? Because he gets around like that. He's cool. And Rhea finds out that Carissa is growing weed and mushrooms in one of the farms? Wow. So they take the mushrooms from the farm and put it in the soup at one of Max's parties? So that way everybody is tripping? And when everybody is tripping, they can go ahead and take Max's phone, make a copy of it of all the text messages that he's been sending to all these girls. And then while everybody is hallucinating on mushrooms, they're going to tell the dean that they found out that they're growing mushrooms in one of the farms. So Carissa gets in trouble. And then Carissa gets sent to the same rehab, jail, therapy place that Erica got sent to. You know, that vacation spot. And then it was all sunshine and roses. Because upon their return, you know, Max, he's actually the class president, okay, because he's so cool and stuff. And he starts a brand new chapter called The Cis Men That Are Pro-Feminists or something cringe like that. And it's all about, you know, being a cis male and being down with the females, bro. Being down with letting them be how they want to be. And they're not faking it at all, you know. He then apologizes to Ray in front of the whole class. And then as soon as he's about to end his speech, Eleanor unleashes the mass texts of all the evidence that Max has been hooking up with all the girls in the whole school, and chaos ensues, including the Instagram witches. They were going to cast spells that night. Somebody even started a fire inside of a trash can. It was all hell on earth. So now the original clique with all the money is having a complete mental breakdown. They don't know what to do. They're having an emergency meeting in the bathroom, and one of them comes up with a great plan after she gets off of the phone with her, I don't know, her PR managers, because she's in high school. And they say, hey, right now it looks like you guys are all like not gonna hold it down anymore, but get this, okay? What if you just say that you're in a poly relationship and that it's so lame to just tie yourself down to traditional norms? And like, while you're young, you should want to explore a bunch of people, you know? And then the whole school just jumps on this trend, and through the process of trying to get revenge on Max, well, the school just all got mental illness because now everybody is poly at that school. The revenge plot against Max is failing. It only made him cooler. This wasn't a revenge plot. This is a PR stunt gone wrong. Nothing is going according to plan. But even though all of that happened, no one's the wiser. No one knows that it's Rhea and Eleanor that are the masterminds behind all of this. And you see that Rhea didn't really get what she wanted. And at this point, you start realizing like, oh man, maybe the whole moral of this movie is like, maybe you shouldn't seek revenge, okay? Because in the process of seeking revenge, you're only doing yourself further and further harm, you know? So I feel like the movie should have ended here or started to end right here. There was those 50 minutes more left in this movie, and I was about to cry. I don't know if I can handle another 50 minutes of this. It's too much to keep up with. And if you thought all of that was hard to keep up with, the story gets even deeper, okay? Like, you know how in Inception, you keep going into dreams, into dreams, into dreams? This movie has the same concept type of thing, but instead of Inception, it should be called manipulation. Because the levels of manipulations that we're about to get into in this movie is out of this world. I've never seen writing like this. So it turns out Eleanor is not who she says she is. And her birthday was coming up. And she told Rhea that her birthday was going to be tomorrow. But Rhea is so revenge driven at this point and so mad, she completely doesn't process that even though she told it right to her face. So they came up with an even better plan. Eleanor's going to go to this Ivy League only acceptance party. The only way to get into this one party is if you got a Ivy League acceptance letter. And at this party, you're not allowed to bring no phones. They gotta stay in bags because this is the one night where they get jiggy with it, okay? Anything goes this night. But Ivy League only, baby. Which, guess what? Rhea, the student that worked so hard to get into the school, to climb up this ladder because she's not wealthy and her mom has to work long nights, well, she comes to find out that she's not going to Yale no more Because unfortunately, while she was too busy revenge plotting and trying to get revenge on this clique that just did her wrong, her grades slipped. Her extracurricular activities were non-existent. Her extracurricular, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Extracurricular? Her grades were slipping and her extracurricular activities were next to non-existent. And they also found out that she punched Max in the face. So Yale doesn't want her no more. Everything that she has ever worked for was to go to Yale. Everything that her mama sacrificed was to go to Yale. And now she's not going anymore. Oh, extra salty. So you're not allowed to bring your phone at this one very secret party because this is the one night where they get jiggy with it one last time before they're off to their destiny of being in an Ivy League school. So the plan was just to bring your phone anyway, record all of them, and then send that to the Ivy League school so that nobody gets to go to college. Not Rhea, not the cliques, not Max, not Eleanor. Nobody gets to go to college. Well, maybe Eleanor, okay? But we'll get back to that in a second. Because Eleanor and Rhea wind up having a fight because Eleanor has spent all this time revenge plotting with Rhea against these children that they kind of created a bond, you know? They kind of became friends. And it was Eleanor's birthday. And she let Rhea know, but Rhea was so busy revenge plotting that she didn't even process what Eleanor said. And she winded up completely forgetting that it was her birthday. But unfortunately, the clique that she was going to get revenge on threw her a surprise birthday party. Nobody asked them to, but here they are being genuine human beings, showing genuine emotion, showing that they care about another person. Oh my God, maybe Rhea's the bad guy. So obviously Rhea gets upset that her friend is spending all this time with the people that have done her wrong. And then Eleanor goes, well, you know, even though they done you wrong, they still remembered it was my birthday. I told you it was my birthday and you didn't even care. So now, they're not even friends anymore. And this gives Rhea some valuable time alone where she gets to reflect back on her life. She starts questioning things about Eleanor, okay? Something was very fishy about Eleanor. Something just wasn't right. So she goes and visits Clarissa that's in that rehab jail place and asks her, yo, why did you have to call her a predator when you guys were in elementary school? And Clarissa goes, are you joking? Rhea, that was you. You started that rumor against her. What a plot twist. And when Rhea started that rumor, she got everybody in school to be on her side. So Eleanor couldn't have any friends growing up or something like that. So Eleanor is actually a puppet master in disguise, okay? Like, she wants to get revenge on every single person possible in that school, with the cherry on top being Rhea. So Rhea, upon finding out this information, you know, confronts Eleanor about it. Eleanor tells her that now that the cat's out of the bag, she's gonna go full on crazy. She's gonna forge an Ivy League letter for Rhea in order for her to be able to go to this party. And Rhea's the one that's gonna get all the evidence against everybody. So this way nobody gets to go to an Ivy League school except for Eleanor. The perfect plan. She's been plotting this revenge 10 years. These are high school students. So when Rhea gets to this party, she apologizes to Eleanor and tells her that she wishes that she could go back in time and never have spread that rumor because in reality, she was just so insecure about herself that she couldn't believe that there was another person that was so normal in their body that it made her feel bad and she had to start that rumor of her trying to kiss her and being a predator. And Eleanor had a change of hearts. She accepts her apology. But guess who overheard the whole conversation? Max, who then revealed to the both of them that the whole time he's just a piece of shit. That he knew the whole time. That he overheard the whole conversation. And now he doesn't even care that he hooked up with all of these girls. That he's out here ruining lives with these rumors. That he shouldn't be leaking no S-tapes. He just does not care. Because he's cool and he's gonna get away with it because he's rich. And it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Those that have, more shall be given. It says it in the Bible. But plot twist, because Eleanor was wired up and she got evidence of him admitting that he's the one that released the S-tape in the first place. That's a crime. And not only that, they projected the whole thing at the party. So he embarrassed himself and is now known for being a creeper. Eleanor and Rhea's relationship got fixed. They went from being enemies in disguise to being best friends, and Yoel had a brand new spot open for Rhea, but Rhea didn't even care at this point. She just wants to live her life. Wherever the wind blows is where she's gonna land, because you can't control life. That just makes life worse. And that's it. That's the movie. Am I ever gonna rewatch this Netflix exclusive? Probably not. But am I happy that I've seen it at least once? Yeah. You know, it wasn't that bad. Maybe a 3.5 out of 5. So, yeah, the movie is extremely exaggerated about how rich people actually live their lives. And we never find out if Clarissa or Erica, like, whatever happens to them, they were set up. They were collateral damage in this whole process. So, Netflix, if you're gonna make, like, a part 2 and 3 to this, I think you should now make Clarissa's revenge or Erica's revenge. You can hire me to write it too. I'm not gonna say no to a paycheck, because I believe I know how to make this better, okay? So I just feel like it'll be cool to see a part 2 from that point of view. That's all I'm saying. But be also creative, okay? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you're gonna watch this movie or not. I recommend you do at least once. And if you wanna watch more videos, watch this one next.
How come every time I walk inside a Dunkin', it's a human? And could you explain to me why their coffee tastes like burnt wood?